Hi, welcome. I'm Priscilla Batzell. This is Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Gallery's demonstrations and tutorials. Let's have some fun. This is a 16 by 20 inch canvas. I want to do 4 different color zones, and I'm going to start by trying with green in the lower right. And this is Sour Apple. They don't have to be perfectly rectangular. I pulled out and opened up a lot of colors. I will probably not use them all. This is Alexandrite. Especially the ones that are hard to squeeze. I might decide to add a little gold. I've got Seamonster. And I gotta keep my tweezers handy because there have been impedances. Now I've got a couple colors I'm not used to using, and one of them is deep teal, I believe. Indigo teal. Make sure that the little tab on the top of the bottle is gone. I've got fluorescent green. That's a color I don't usually use. Probably because it's in a bottle that's really hard to squeeze. Two hands. Now if you know me and you've seen me work with green, I'm almost always going to add something similar to red violet, and that's coming right after the triple sec, which is in another really challenging bottle. I could add a different purple, but I really like this red violet. And I'm tempted to add a little gold just to make it work, but I think it's going to work just fine, so I'm going to resist. Just to make it interesting. I've got a vivid intense green too, and I think that's going to work well. Tempted by, yep, that's good. Tempted by a little turquoise, I guess. Oh, maybe I'll just do the Cerulean C instead. It'll probably wind up making a turquoise color anyway. Pretty colors. And I might want a scrape dish, and I have one. I also have that schmegma on the end of my tweezers that I don't want to harden. That's a great word. I never used that word before, schmegma. I'm just going to cover my end piece. And since I'm pulling colors off, that means I have colors to add to my edges if I need to. What I really want to do, aside from not wasting too many of these colors, is to drag them into the next zone, which I'm thinking I wasn't going to work on, but I want to now. And I better be careful because I don't want to completely spoil the potential background. But it's definitely time to move on that. I think it's going to be blues. I've got blue velvet. I'm going to try and get closer to the end. More Cerulean C. Blue Flame. Midnight Shadow. And some of, is it Egyptian Blue? Yes, it is. I want some purple in there. I think it's going to be Frozen Amethyst and or Periwinkle. Although I've just found the water lily and I think that's going to be what's going in there. I'm going to have extra. Here's the Periwinkle. It's probably too much paint, but that was the theory of not adding too much paint at the full length of the canvas, or half the length of the canvas. Take paint chips off. It's really hard to decide what's going to happen at this point. I usually pull things into the zone next to it, which I'm inclined to do now, but I have so much paint that actually worked. I like that. Cool. I'm going to scrape that off and go to the next zone. Okay, so the next zone is going to be purple. And I think in this case, I'm going to do Frozen Amethyst. Snapdragon. I just hid the Periwinkle on myself. It's got to be here somewhere. It's probably right in front of me. WaterLily. I found it, but first I'm going to use the black raspberry. I'm probably going to throw a little pink in there, but I'm running out of space, so Periwinkle. I want the Indigo Violet, but first I want some deep amethyst. Hopefully that'll be enough. I didn't do the Dancing Fuchsia, and I want some. Now my spatula is fairly clean. I want to spread that to the other side, but I don't really, because I have another color I want to add, and I'm wondering what it's going to be, and it might be orange. Or yellow. It might go in a different direction. That was unseen. Maybe I should just make it pink right after I get rid of that thing that does not belong. Come on. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put my spatula down, grab the tickled pink. Maybe I'll wind up putting a little bit of orange in there. I want pink diamond. I want some Rhapsody Rose too. Pardon the ringing phone in the background. Now because I've got purples, I can use the spatula as is if I so desire to. I know I'm going from the wrong direction, but I don't care. I haven't used any gold yet, and I'm thinking about doing so. But I think I need some more Rhapsody Rose. Right there. First, this might just be a stage one. The joint is a little messy. What else with that? Dancing Fuchsia, which I actually forgot to use, which is highly unusual. Not sure what to do with that. I'm not done with it yet for sure. I'm feeling like something that I didn't use needs to come into play, and that would be Indigo Violet. kind of want to put some black in there, but I'm resisting. I have Payne's Gray, which I'm inclined to try. Don't want 4 squares to be even. I also don't want to stick my finger in the painting. Still inclined to some turquoise that I didn't really use enough of. I think more Payne's Gray. And maybe while we're at it, just go for the gold. That just makes me want to bring the Dancing Fuchsia back. Whoa. Dancing Fuchsia back in. That was a bubble. I was surprised. Yeah, before it's too late, it's time. Perfect. Well, maybe not quite perfect. Almost perfect. Let's just leave that out where it's accessible. I didn't go sideways, but I did a painting that started out in a similar way yesterday. I'm inclined to add just a little bit more Payne's Gray. It reminds me of the patina on things, which I happen to be a big fan of. So I really love this, but it's definitely not done, so I'm going to do some stuff to it and hope that I don't ruin it. I'm going to use a little dazzling white. And I want to grab a little bit of Rhapsody Rose. Come on. which might seem a moot point since it doesn't hardly show up, but we'll try it anyway. And I want to do some silver and some more gold. And I've got Nebulous Star, maybe that's next. And once I get tired of the spatula, I'm probably going to go to the silicone rubber brushes. Maybe sooner than later. Like now. If I can go fast enough, I won't have to worry about colors drying. This is Tickled Pink, which really shouldn't have sealed up. There we go. I got it. At some point, I have to contemplate going sideways. I like the subtlety of just using some residuals I pick up. I think that starts the ball rolling pretty well. This is some frozen amethyst. And I believe this is Snapdragon. Yes, it is. Come on, I can hear you. I'm going to use some Nebulous Star. I'm dripping. Definitely want some Midnight Shadow. I have to get my bottles out of the way. And maybe even a wider tool. So what to do with that down the middle? I think it's going to be joined by a little bit of black metallic. grab a tool. Love the colors showing through. I hope I put enough color down. Actually, it's pretty cool just the way it is. I never did put any silver in. I still want to. I could really stop soon. Except that this line is bugging me. What am I going to put in there? Maybe some more gold? I may not get to the silver. I like the gold. I wish it were a little less crooked. I want to put more black in. I'm not sure I want to do much of anything else, actually. Pretty close to being done. I want some blue. I thought I wanted turquoise, but I definitely want some blue. That's not it. It's going to be blue velvet, or what am I looking for? It wasn't going to be Egyptian blue, but it might. It might still be. Now that's not a bad thing. Snapdragon, that's what I was thinking. I usually manipulate my marks, but sometimes I think I would like to do something other than that. How far do I want to go? I don't want to go that far. Pretty happy. Except for I don't usually like the blobs in the end. So I'll try and do something about them. In this case, I've got a Q-tip handy. And in theory, I can manipulate this right back into shape. I can't do it. I can't not give myself permission to have a little It's less complicated than some. I like it just as much as most of them. I thought I was going to put more green in there, but I like what the green is doing already. I could really put a little more gold in there, but I'm tempted to do it with a brush instead of another tool. So if I grab a wide, close up the, let's give it a shot. I could do this with white or black too. Where was I going to put it? That's the question. I think I want a smaller brush. Loving the colors. Loving the colors. I know I could take these to the next level if I had a larger canvas and I wanted to keep working on it. Hi, this is Priscilla. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you come again. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment, please. Also, if you'd like to become a member, you will help support the studio in the best way possible, and I really appreciate that. I love you guys. You inspire me always. Bye for now. Priscilla out.